a cow ever leaves our homestead, there's a lot to prepare for, both practically and emotionally. Hello y'all, I'm Danielle Jones. I run the homestead with my husband Brian, and we have 10 children, ages 3 to 21. On our homestead, we raise beef, we raise milk cows, we raise ducks, geese, quail, turkey. We have dogs for security and companionship, but we are a busy homestead between the children and all the animals. And today, I just want to talk to you about the preparation that goes into butchering one of our cows. While we don't personally butcher our cows ourselves, we do send our cows out to be butchered, there's a lot behind the scenes that has to take place. Nothing that we do here is rushed. We think very carefully about the choices that we make because we don't want anything to be treated carelessly. Raising our own food means being responsible from the beginning to the end. So one thing that we take time to do throughout the cow's entire life is to spend time with our cow. We want our cow to know how much we care about them. We want to know our cows to feel appreciated, even if their purpose is to feed our family. They're still valuable to us, they're still important to us. We have a very close relationship with our cows. When we're spending time with our cows, we try to have calm voices, we try to gently touch them, brush them, whatever makes them feel comfortable. Every cow is different. Some cows love music, some cows love to be brushed, and others just want you to stay away from them. And we listen to their cues and what they desire. We also choose to grain finish our cows. That's a personal choice. Some people prefer to grass feed and finish on grass, and that's great. It takes longer. We don't have the space to keep our cows that long, so we choose to grain finish and speed up the process a little bit. But our cows on our homestead are grass fed their entire life. They're on open pasture. They have hay at all times, free choice. That's how we choose to raise our cows, and we're the only ones eating our cows. We don't sell our meat, so we get to choose how we do that. But at the end, we are going to offer more grain, free choice grain to that cow, and let them eat as much as they want and just hook up a little bit. Plus, we prefer our steaks, which is a little bit of that tenderizing fat on there that just holds in those juices. My next step as the mom and household manager is to prepare my freezer. So we have multiple freezers in our home, but one is specifically dedicated to right after butchering a cow. I'm gonna put all that beef and bones and organs and all of that into the one freezer. So right now, because we are at the end of our last cow that we butchered, my freezer that's dedicated to cow has all those good cuts that we've saved. And I've also filled it up with other stuff I didn't have room for. So we have turkeys and ducks and chickens and things like that in there too. So I'm cleaning that out. I'm moving things around to where they need to be and just making room for our cow that we're gonna get. During this time, I'm not just focused on making room and cleaning and organizing. I also wanna make sure nothing goes to waste. I wanna use everything that I have. Otherwise, it's just money thrown down the drain. So that rolls right into our next point of preparation is I'm gonna plan out my meals very carefully. So as we're sitting here right now, we are about 2 weeks away from butcher, and then it'll be another like 2 weeks until we get the meat back because it has to hang and age and everything. I don't understand that process, so I don't know what I'm saying, but I know it's a couple weeks afterwards that we get our cow back. So I essentially have about 4 weeks, and I'm gonna take all this meat that I'm finding in the freezer, all the things that haven't been used, and I'm gonna get creative and I'm gonna use them. Now some things that's gonna be easy for, like we have brisket to eat and we have short ribs to eat and we have so much steak to eat and we're gonna love that stuff. And then other things I have like liver and some organs, but we're gonna use it. We're not gonna let things go to waste because that's not who we are. Tonight, I took some of the beef broth that we're canning. I'll talk to you about that in a minute. And I made a beef stew and it was delicious. In that big freezer, I also have lots of bones left. I have fat left. I need to use those things up. I don't want those in my freezer when my new cow comes in. So I'm canning broth for the next year, making up all those bones. Big stock pots are going, crock pots are going, it's all going. We're canning all the broth that we're gonna need for the next year all at once. We're getting it done. We're taking that fat from our last cow and we're rendering it down into tallow to be used. We can use that in cooking. We use it for skincare applications. Every part of our cow is getting used. We are constantly planning with purpose because our food matters to us. Yes, we could go to the grocery store and buy our meat. I understand that a lot of people do it that way, and we used to too. But I don't know how that meat was cared for. It was probably raised in some kind of factory farm setting where the cows got no attention or love and didn't live a great life. They were probably pumped full of antibiotics. I don't want that. I want to know what's in my meat. I want to know that my animals were cared for, and I want there to be purpose in everything that we do. We teach our kids that food doesn't come from a store. It comes from our care and our time and our hard work. And at the end of the day, I think our food just tastes better because of the whole process that went into growing it and producing it. Let's be honest, it's not just about meat. It's about the stewardship of the entire situation. It's about taking care of what needs to be done to feed our families. They're our responsibility. We need to feed them the best that we possibly can. So this is what it looks like to raise your own food at the end. And you know I'll share with you exactly what it costs to raise Patty and how much meat we get back because we love to share that information with you. I keep a detailed spreadsheet of what every animal costs, every single one. Every time we spend money on feed, vet bills, whatever we need, it goes in my spreadsheet. And then at the end, I can break that down by pounds and see what that meat cost me, or I know how much I pay for a gallon of milk in my farm. So when we get Patty back from the butcher, I will sit down with you again and we will go over that and I'll show you what we spent to raise our own beef. So in closing, let's review a couple points that really matter to me. Preparation matters. It's important to be prepared. Nothing gets wasted on our homestead. We just aren't gonna waste what the Father has given us. We treat our animals with respect from start to finish because they are supplying a very important need to our family. And all of our meat will always be raised with care. I would love to hear your thoughts on the subject. Please leave a comment. Tell us if you're raising your own meat, if you want to raise your own meat. If you're not already, what stops you? Let's have a great conversation about this topic. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for joining us.